Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 59-year-old male. Now, first thing I'd suggest is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com. We've got these quoters on just about every page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Put your birthday in there, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies that are going to have the best rates available in your state based off your age, gender, and of course the state that you live in. Take advantage of that. It will really help you with the price shopping. You can also call us at 888-862-9456 and one of our agents can help you understand what your options are, get you pricing, answer any other questions you have. Now, one of the first things a 59-year-old male searching for $25,000 worth of insurance should look for is, is that going to be an appropriate amount of coverage for your final expense needs? Now, final expense is typically going to be either cremation or burial. So let's start with cremation. So the average cost of a cremation where you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn, that's going to be between $1,000 to $2,000 on average. If you're going to have a cremation and some sort of celebration, like a ceremony, a celebration of life remembrance ceremony, that will probably cost right around $3,500 to $4,500, depending on what part of the country you live in. Now, as far as how much coverage you should really have for those two types of plans, for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend and help people with right around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, some people might be saying, hey, Randy, you said the cremation is going to be $2,000, but we're looking at $5,000 worth of coverage. What's going on there? Well, the thing is, our 59-year-old male probably wants to live to 69, 79, maybe even 89 years old. And we know that due to inflation, prices tend to increase over time. So what we do is we just get a little bit more coverage right now. We lock you in at your youngest age, which is right now, to get the best rates. And then we just get a little bit more coverage than the actual cost of it today. And we inflation-proof the plan, and it works out really terrific because not only inflation-proofs the plan for later, but God forbid if you died a little sooner than anybody thought, there's some extra money in there to take care of some extra expenses like maybe medical bills or credit card bills that if you'd had the gift of time, you would have lived long enough to pay those off. So it's really great. Protects long-term against inflation, protects short-term against some other expenses. Now, if you're going to have that cremation and you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, we would generally be helping people with $7,000 to $10,000, somewhere in there. Again, we're inflation-proofing that plan for the long term, but also building a little coverage on the front end just in case you didn't live as long as anybody was thinking you would. Now, if you're going to have a burial, the average cost of a burial in the United States right now is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they should help you out with that and get it done. Now, it's hard to imagine that they would say, no, we're not going to do it for that, and then just send you out the door and you could walk 2 blocks down the street to their competition and get it done there. But just understand, $10,000 is not going to be anything fancy by any means. It's just going to kind of get the job done. So typically what we would help people with as far as a burial, we would be helping them from anywhere from $10,000 up to $25,000, kind of just depending on your needs and kind of what you want done after you're gone. Now, just consider that if you're on a fixed or limited income and your budget's tight and all you can afford is $10,000 right now, go ahead and do that. That takes care of your most immediate needs right now. And we can always help you add more coverage. But the one thing you don't want to do is overinsure and then just find out you can't afford it and then have to cancel the policy later. So we can help you understand that. Now, some people would say, hey, Randy, I want to take care of my final expenses, my burial expenses, and something like that. But I also want to leave a bunch of money behind for the kids. And they say, well, can I get like 30, 40, or 50,000? So let's say it's 50,000 and we run that for them. And it's just more that they can afford, based off their income because they're on Social Security or disability. Sometimes those people will say, well, if I can't get 50,000, I'm not doing anything at all. And we have to let them know that if they don't get something for their final expenses, their kids are going to have to pay for this. and they're probably going to have to put it on their credit cards and pay 26% interest. And in many cases, it's going to take them years and years and years to pay this off. So we just have to remind them, just you wanted the final expenses to be taken care of first, and the kids would be kind of a nice bonus. And it may be too expensive just because you waited too long. It's really not the insurance company's fault, because you could have gotten this years and years and years ago. So what we would typically recommend is people just take care of their final expense policy first, and then at some point in the future, if they want to take out a separate policy to leave money behind for the kids, we can certainly help with that. Now, if money's not an issue and you can do it all at once, heck yeah, let's do that. We can certainly help you out with that. But you've got plenty of options we can walk you through. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend going with a 2-year waiting period plan. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, what first day coverage means is that if you hypothetically, your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would pay that full $25,000. So that's going to be the best coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing. Now, some people would say, you're right, Randy, I do want that first day coverage, but I hear they ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health and I'm worried I may not qualify. And our answer to that is, hey, that's our responsibility. That's not yours, at least from an insurance standpoint. And the reason we say that is we work with enough different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And really right now, 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. So that's absolutely what you want to do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage would be if you had waited too long and you had a significant health issue going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you weren't going to live more than 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Seems like every week we get a request from somebody too. They'll call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Yeah, the body's down at the funeral home right now, and the funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get some money to the funeral home director and get our loved one buried. We have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. And it's just really unfortunate that they lost a loved one way too early. But it's also really unfortunate that our loved one didn't care enough about them to have an insurance policy in place. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance, but they just never did it. They procrastinated and they put it off and put it off and put it off. And then one day they just went and died. Now their family members have to foot the bill for this. And chances are they're going to have to put it on a credit card, and they'll be paying 26% interest. And it's probably going to take them years and years and years to pay off. So what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life. And then you get up to this point and you just burden your family members and loved ones with this final expenses that you should have taken care of, you should have prepared for. So yeah, just don't leave that legacy behind. The insurance is affordable. We can always kind of brainstorm with you. We can always help you with a lower amount of coverage right now. We can always help you add more coverage later too. So there's definitely plenty of options then. Now, one thing we don't recommend is plans with 2-year waiting periods. Yeah, we don't recommend those at all. So Colonial Penn is a great example. Their $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period. You probably didn't know that, did you? Yeah, ouch, right? Yeah, what you don't know will hurt you. But Colonial Penn, they are not the only ones that offer those 2-year waiting periods. There's other companies. There's Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line product, AIG, Gerber. Gosh, there's so many other different companies out there. And a lot of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you will qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, I don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 59-year-old male, he probably just got done watching TV and just saw one of those Colonial Penn TV commercials and $9.95, and he's probably thinking, oh my gosh, for $9.95, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95 because I'm only 59 years old. And then our 59-year-old calls up Colonial Penn and talks with an agent or goes on their website, like we're doing for you right now, and sees that 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, that is only going to buy $1,200 worth of insurance coverage. Now, I mean, $1,200 that's probably enough to buy a cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, probably maybe in 25% of the country, but just estimating there. But yeah, in most places in the United States, that's not going to cover it. And even if it did cover it, it wouldn't even matter because Colonial Penn 995 plan has a 2-year waiting period, and it's not going to do you any good if you die in the first 2 years of any health or medical reason. So yeah, so why would you ever get a plan that's inadequate from the start, just because it's $9.95? It's not going to do the job. I mean, certainly not any cremations, as we've kind of already talked about, or not most parts of the country. And it's not even in the ballpark for a burial at all. But yeah, some people would say that, companies that offer these really low teaser rates, they tease you with a really great price, and they're really meant just to draw you in to get your information and then get you in their marketing funnel. And some would say that they don't even want to sell these really low price plans. They just want to get you on the phone so that they can show you how little coverage that's actually going to be. And then what they do is they start showing you more coverage and trying to bid you up on pricing. So you'll actually buy more insurance that's actually more profitable for them. Now, we would never say that Colonial Penn is going to do anything like that, but some people are fairly convinced of it. And I guess you can make your own determination based off the fact that you're only going to get $1,200 for $9.95. So let's take a look and see if we can even get close to $25,000, because Colonial Penn, they max out at 15 units worth of coverage. So let's just see what that would be. Yeah, look at this. So Colonial Penn, you're only going to be able to get $18,000 worth of coverage. That's the max. That's the max you can get for a 59-year-old male. And that's going to be $150, just rounding up, but $150. So let's do this. Let's go see what $25,000 would be for first day coverage, and we'll kind of just compare some pricing here. So we got $25,000 here for a male, age 59. I'm going to click the Get Quote button right here. We're going to go back and take a look. Again, this is $18,000 on the nose for $150 roughly. And I want to go up and show you this again, just so you see I wasn't tricking you here. But it's $25,000. We scroll down here. We can get $25,000 for $95. And this is level coverage, which means that's first day coverage, level coverage. So think about this. Would you rather get $25,000 for $95? Or would you rather get $18,000 for $150 and get stuck with a 2-year waiting period? Well, I'm sure you're smart enough to figure out that first day coverage and getting more for less is the right way to go. But yeah, I mean, look at this, 95. So it's $55 more a month for Colonial Penn. So let's do the math on that. If it's $55 more a month, and keep in mind, Colonial Penn, you're going to have to overpay that $55 for the rest of your life. Yikes. Yeah. But so $55 a month times 12 months, that's right around $660 a year more that you would be paying. If our 59-year-old male lived to age 69, you would end up overpaying right around $6,600. That's just after 10 years. After 12 years, it's going to be over $12,000, right? But let's just talk 10 years. So why would you ever go with an insurance company that you're going to, automatically you're going to overpay right around $6,600, and they're going to make you have a 2-year waiting period? Why would you ever do that? We think that $6,000 is better off in your bank account rather than going to the bank account of an insurance company. I'm sure you could find all sorts of wonderful and creative things to do for $6,000 rather than just giving it away to an insurance company. Now, let's look at some other companies here. I think we've pretty much dispelled that, 2-year waiting period is not the way to go. So let's see. We've got $95. Let's kind of scroll down here, and we'll look at some other companies. Well, here's a company here. So for 95, this is $13 more. So this company here is like $13 more a month, and it is level coverage, first day coverage, but it's $13 more a month, and you go, $13 isn't that much. Yeah, but let's do the math. $13 a month times 12 months, that's going to be roughly $156. After 10 years, you will overpay right around $1,560. So anybody go, it's not that much money, but look at it this way. Would you ever, when you're walking down the street, just open up your wallet, pull out $1,560 and just throw it on the ground and walk away? Would you ever do that? That's exactly what you're doing here when you overpay for insurance. And if you're going to get insurance, you may as well just get the lowest price, because it's going to save you for the rest of your life that the policy's in force. Now let's look at another company here. Let's find maybe one more. Oh yeah. Oh, here's Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but holy guacamole, look at that pricing, $141 for the same amount of coverage for $25,000. It is level coverage, so that's good. But yeah, it's so much more. Let's see, about $46 more a month. So the reason they're more expensive is that they've got a deal that when you do die, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, and they'll supposedly get the lowest pricing for you and do a few other things. But they don't do that for free. No, they charge for it. It's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to cost you money every single month. In fact, it's $141 versus $95. So yeah, right around $46 a month. So let's do the math on that. That's going to be $46 a month times 12 months. That's going to be roughly $552 a year more. So if our 59-year-old male lives to age 69, you'll have overpaid right around $5,520 more. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $5,520 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that may only take an hour or so to do on the phone? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say that's a heck of a payday for the insurance company, like over $5,000 an hour. So we don't recommend you do that. We recommend you keep that money in your bank account rather than give that money to the insurance company to put it in their bank account. And we recommend you let us help you get approved for the lowest rate. And then what we do is we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide, and you can actually download that from our website and then print it out. And once it's printed out, just fill it out. You write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then you keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family members will go to that one place, and they'll have everything they need. And they'll see that they're not only protected financially with the insurance policy, but also protected emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And all they'll need to do is open up that funeral and estate planning guide and read through it and then execute your wishes. And they will know, they will do that. They will take care of everything exactly the way you'd wanted it done, because you took care of that in advance and you provided the money to do that. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you actually loved and protected them in death, that one last time when they would need you the most, but you weren't here, but you provided. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. If you want to leave that legacy, go to our website, funeralfunds.com. We do have a special quota for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And on that, you can get the best companies, you can get the lowest price. Take full advantage of that. It's really a unique offer for you to shop and see the pricing from all the different insurance companies. You can call our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you do all the shopping, answer any questions, help you in any way that you need help. But if you've got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to see if you got the best and lowest pricing, we can help you out with that. If you want to add coverage to an existing policy, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new plan or just have some questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to that day when we can help you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.